Hi, this is Terry Rose. I have something really important to share, something very exciting that happened today that I want to explain to you, even though I'm going to have to put up with the bashers and the haters online. But it's so important to understand what happened to me today can happen to you also. I've spent my whole life learning how to do these things, and I don't want to die without being able to know that it's helped more people than just me. You don't have to go through all of the long time that it took me to learn it. But there's so many people so upset about health and about insurance, and so many people are getting sick. And I want you to understand what I did today. I didn't even realize how stressful yesterday was with several things that happened. I went to bed last night like it was no big deal, and I woke up this morning. As soon as I kind of came to in bed, my head felt like I had a horrible sinus headache. It was just pounding. I had aches and pains all over my body. When I went to get up and made my bed, I had stabbing pains in my back that were so severe that I actually just flopped down on my bed to try to stop it from really going into a bad spasm and causing problems where I really had to deal with it for quite a while. Grabbed my pillow and I just laid there and I started identifying what it was that could possibly have caused this. Now, any medical doctor that's not strictly trained by pharmaceutical reps and by the standard things that they're taught for prescribing medication, prescriptions, and surgery, those who research outside of there, or you'll hear so many of them these days saying that they got sick and tired of not seeing their patients get well. They just got more side effects from more of the drugs they were on. So they started looking into other fields and alternative methods and things that they could do to actually help their patients heal. And they're called functional medicine doctors now. They're MDs who are going outside of the realm of surgery and prescriptions, surgery and prescriptions, and are using other methods that deal with things like epigenetics. They know that you turn your genes off and on, and that it is your emotions, your level of stress, the environment that you put your cells in. It's the chemicals in the water and in the food and the GMOs and all of these things that we're doing that are so unnatural. And so what I learned from my NDE, my near-death experience in that car wreck, when I literally, at least in my mind, and this is not about my NDE and what I believe from it, but what's important is what it pushed me to do and to learn. I saw that emotions have everything to do with everything. They create a vibration of energy that affects our cells, and they affect other people. They affect everything around us. So when I came back and when I woke up and found that I was in the hospital, my greatest desire was to learn how to control my emotions. In doing that, I healed all kinds of things. So what happened this morning, I knew that there's something stressful, something in my belief system that caused me to, it wore down my immune system. Somehow overnight, something happened that caused me to wake up feeling the way that I was today. I mean, I was really sick feeling, where most people would just instantly think, oh, I'm sick, and they would make all their plans for being sick, or they would go to the doctor, they would start taking medication. My first thought is, what was I thinking about? What stressed me out to put this over the edge? Now, I'm not a medical doctor, and I'm not telling you not to go to a doctor. I don't know what you need and what's going on with you. I'm just telling you my experience, and this happens every single time I do this. When I start to feel sick and I say, what is it that just stressed me out to the point that this happened? And I start looking at things. And I'm a coach. I've had a lot of training in energy work, and I have a lot of methods for muscle testing and using kinesiology and all kinds of things that I've trained in. Plus, I become very intuitive, and I just get feelings in my body when I'm on the right track. So I can use all of those things, but anyone can develop those abilities. But anyway, I started thinking about it, and then what I do is test. Now you can, I'm testing by seeing how things feel to my body. You can do that by muscle testing. There's ways where you pinch your fingers together, you try to pull them apart, you push down on a finger. There's different ways that your body will tell you. It'll break down when you get a no answer. So I'm looking for yeses and nos and starts testing things to see What is it? That is it something subconscious? Is it something that happened? Anyway, to make a long story short, I named the people. I thought about what have I been upset about, or what has kind of come to my mind that is where I haven't had a great feeling, and things with family, things with work situations. I went through everything, things I've seen on TV, things going on in the news. I test till I come down to the yeses, the ones that are yeses. And then I look for the feeling. Now, it was I felt depressed. Of course, I ached. It was all of that. But I wanted to find what it was exactly that was stressing me out. So depression became what I started working on. Then as I did things, and I use breath work and energy work. You can go to my website, masterytips.com, energy work demo, and you will see all the, different types of energy work and things that I do. When I work with clients, it's the same process. We look for the thing, the underlying cause that's either blocking success, holding you back, keeping you feeling stuck, causing all of that causes health issues. That is what the stress does. It causes your cells to close down. Even if you have the nutrients, they're in protection mode. They are not getting what they need. So I narrowed it down to exactly what I was feeling. Then I got up because I literally felt my head clear. The sinus problem went away. I could breathe again. The aches stopped. Enough to the point where I could get up, I made my bed, I did what I needed to do, and then I went into my room where I meditate a little bit more so that I could look a little deeper at things. And what I ended up finding there was a couple of things, and it seems so crazy when you realize what really caused these things. One of them, it ends up that it's a relative, and something that was said, a picture that I saw online about something, everything triggers something else. And I've had some issues going on with family things just because I'm so different. My beliefs are different. I will turn to looking for the emotion, to working, doing self-help type things, and I'll heal. Everybody sees what happens with me. I heal. But yet, a lot of my friends and family, they're just not open to this. They're not into it. So I'm kind of on the outside looking in on a lot of situations. And so there were some things that happened yesterday that brought that to mind. I didn't realize how much. And then I saw something else. I was watching some YouTube videos last night, doing some research on some things, ran across an interview of someone that I admire. He's the person I admire the most that's in politics, and it was an interview of him talking about just the battles and why he's going to quit working in the capacity he is because it's so cutthroat and people are just out to win and things like that. So those are the things you don't realize underneath. I was feeling vulnerable. I really admire him. He's the one that gives me hope for that things are going to straighten out with the way things are being done. And so all of those things together, between the family situation, the images that I saw that brought things to mind, and then him, listening to his interview and wondering where the world is going, all of these things are the things that get to us, and they wear us down, and they wear down our immune system, and then your vulnerability. It can be cancer, it can be cold, it can be sinus problems, it can be a back problem. Your back goes into spasm like mine used to do all the time, and like it started to do today. It's all of these things. Whatever you have, your stress is going to come out in that way. We even know with epigenetics, we can turn our genes off and on. So this is what I do when I start to feel sick. I looked for the reason that I was not feeling well. And in that process, I felt my head clear. I felt my sinuses stop throbbing. I felt the aches and pains go away to the point where I felt 100% fine. When I was sitting there by the end of my meditation and doing these things, then I did some breath work just to get back in that state of coherence. I did a little tapping with EFT to identify and talk through the things that I was really feeling. And those are the things that are on my masterytips.com/ energy work demo page that you can go to. But this is the process that I do with my clients and with myself all the time. You don't have to feel vulnerable when you're getting sick or when you're upset or when you're not accomplishing your goals. When you find the emotion, the thing that is stopping you, the feeling inside that is stopping you from being able to resonate belief and expectation and the higher vibrations of appreciation and love and gratitude, that's when those are the energies that block you. So what I did was do some work to come out of those feelings once I identified it. And it was a tremendous amount of sadness that came over me. When I did that work, I felt the sadness, the feeling of not being able to freely go see my mom anymore, and just things like that that just made me feel sad. And then they led to the experiences that were the underlying cause of those feelings. And then I did energy work and breath work on those things until I felt at peace. Then I imagined that vibration of love. I did my best to feel grateful and appreciative about things, and imagine that high vibration of love, that energy, that feeling that was there when I had my NDE, and that I work every day to get back to that feeling, to just be able to beam that love out to people and into situations. I sat there and did that for a few minutes and then got up. And I'll say there's one little tinge, like in my middle back. That's one of the places that was just stabbing. I had a stabbing pain on my side. That's totally gone. I have an issue in my vertebrae where it's kind of squished and things in the middle of my back. As long as I do this work, it doesn't even bother me at all. Then I have my lower back problem that I used to be in bed with all the time. That's a non-issue. So by the time I got done doing this work, it was, I was feeling fine. I felt, I could still, if I take a real deep breath, I can feel a tiny, a tiny little place that's a little sore in the middle of my back. And that's it. From everything that I woke up with, I can breathe, my head is not pounding, my back is not stabbing, my side is not stabbing, and the sadness has lifted, the depression has lifted. This is what is available to us when we do this work on ourselves. This is what I get so excited about, and this is what I get depressed about, to know that this is available, and so few people will turn to this. I'm not saying don't go to your doctor. If I needed to, I would go to my doctor too, but this is something you just do on the side. And a lot of times, I don't even need to go to my doctor because I physically can see things heal and go away, and I just feel better all around. So I just wanted to share this. I don't like putting this stuff online for the bashers and the haters to make all their comments, but it's worth it if one person will take this and run with it and do something. And if you want to learn more, please, I have free webinars. I get on a Q&A call afterwards every chance that I get when I can, so that I can help people. I'm not doing this to push anything on you. I want you to learn this process so that you can feel empowered. So please come to masterytips.com and join me, join my community. I have a lot of free materials, all kinds of meditations and posts and articles and explanations and things that you can use. And my webinar is full of resources and information you can use. So please come by and visit me and get on one of the calls with me, the free Q&A calls. Ask questions. Let me help you. I'm here to do that. I don't want to take this with me. I'm in the last phases of my life where I will one day, hopefully sooner than later, get to go back and have that experience that I had during that car wreck and only stay there this time. I look forward to that, but I want to share as much as I can and help as many people until that day comes. And you can get that help if you will join me. Just come to masterytips.com. Thank you.